Second of 3 trainings today on California real estate disclosures. My name is John McConnin. I'm an attorney and a broker, and today we're going to be talking about the California home seller's disclosure called the Seller Property Questionnaire. Let me see. Yeah, we're in. Okay, so the first thing I would let me say is that although it seems the SPQ is not required, because when I checked the California Department of Real Estate home seller disclosure booklet, they didn't say do this SPQ, but they do say do this and a few other disclosures, including the transfer disclosure statement. I think that basically the transfer disclosure statement's asking you to do all your disclosures of material facts and other things required by federal and state law. But the SPQ seems to have been designed by the California Association of Realtors, the legal department, to help jog your memory, to help elicit other material facts you might not be thinking of when you're selling your home. And the reason why you'd want to do this, as I've covered in the other videos, is twofold. One, by eliminating buyers' objections, setting their minds at ease, letting them gain some trust in you, it's going to allow them to open up their pockets and spend more in your home, bid it up higher, make stronger offers. And that, so disclosures combined with inspecting your home ahead of time, combined with homeowners warranties, combined with like decluttering and depersonalizing. There's studies and the videos are showing that, that's one of the ways to really get top dollar for your home. But the other thing is, even if you're not looking for top dollar because there's problems with your home, if you're looking to sell it to cash investors, who are probably stronger than in many cases than investor buyers, or investor buyers, by giving them these disclosures ahead of time, they're buyers too, they're people too. I've been an investor. I've looked to renovate homes. I don't want to fall into a massive trap. I like the fact when someone discloses to me what's wrong with the property. Now, I'm still going to inspect and have my other professionals go out there more. But if I've already known you've disclosed a few things I might not have seen right away, I'm going to trust you more. It's going to make it easier for me to offer you more instead of the typical investor offer of 70 cents on the dollar, a fair market value minus anticipated repair costs. You're going to lower your anticipated repair costs, so your offer could be stronger. So the SPQ is designed to help with that. We're going to look at it today. Right now, it's either going to be a 2-part video or a 1-part video. So let me just give it the little intro right here, and then I'll take this down and we'll go right over to it. So here we are at my website, winnerscheck.org, with my free home seller disclosure workshop button right here. I haven't showed that to you yet. Here we go, right here, free home seller disclosure workshop at winnerscheck.org. And when we go inside, I've got different modules and different things, but this is for the disclosure module. You'll see we've got disclosures, we've got alternative forms, because it doesn't make sense if I'm telling you use realtor forms if you're not working with a realtor yet, or you're not planning to work with a realtor. So I've got alternative forms right now. I'm going to be building this out, but you can get to these. You can certainly get to the TDS right now, not using this. And what I'm saying is you can use the California Seller's Property Questionnaire. I've already got a training video in there that was really good, but this is going to be a little different than that. So I'm going to probably put up both somehow or give you access to both. But here's a sample Seller Property Questionnaire right in here. Let's just pull it up and we'll just work right off of it. Okay, so this is one that I've pre-done. I've done many sample contracts. So here it is. Let me see. Can I make that smaller? I don't know if I can make it smaller. Let's see if I can. I can. Okay. So here we are. Let me move it up to here. Why not? Hey, I haven't done that before to maybe once. I'm going to read this off. Now, at any time, you might say, hey, that's all I need. Go to my website, download the form or the alternative forms, or when I get, okay, let me just explain. Right now, this is required by the California Association of Realtors contract, but in the alternative forms I've shown you, there was no SPQ. So I think you're going to want to go through this video and disclose, see if this reminds you of anything, and disclose these things in your own way. I'm suggesting, well, you can download this, but I'm not supposed to tell you, hey, cross my name out and use them, because that would probably violate my terms. Oh, look, I'm not on the bottom of this. I wonder if they've changed these forms recently. I guess maybe it's only in the RPA. So you know what? It's hard for realtors to print these out, but if you cross that stuff out, you'd be good. I may have to start charging people $7 or something to join, so I can say you're actually a client of mine, and I'll limit the client representation and scope, and then provide these forums to people. Interesting. Well, right now it's free. It may go up in value at some point because now I might be able to provide these forms to you in a useful way. It's good news. All right, so here we go. I'm going to go through every question, and I'm going to do it in this video instead of making it 2 parts. And we're going to do it slowly. So you can skip ahead. If a lot of people are watching it, maybe I'll even put in table of contents. Or if you're watching this on YouTube and you're the type of person who likes to help out others, make a table of contents, put little time links. People can click on it. They can go right to the link. So here we go. This form is not a substitute for the TDS. It is used by the seller to provide additional information when a TDS is completed. If seller is exempt from completing a TDS, such as a trustee, that's my edit in there. Seller, like in a probate situation, or you're selling after someone passed away, seller should complete an exempt seller disclosure, or may use this form instead. You know, why not use this form instead if you're a trustee? If you can, some of them you're just going to say I don't know, but you can use the ESD too. It's shorter, it's easier. The following representations made by seller are not the representations of the agents, if any. This disclosure statement is not a warranty of any kind by the seller or any agents, and is not a substitute for any inspections or warranties principals may wish to contain. Always get a buyer's inspection. You know, if it's a pool, get someone who knows pools and builds pools too. Don't just use a regular, in my opinion, you don't use a regular inspector to do pools and pool pumps. You do someone who fixes them up, who repairs them. You pay them their money to come out and see. Some of them will even do it on older homes because they know you're going to probably wind out improving the pool or changing out the pumps, and it's a potential money situation for them. Same thing with any special things. Solar, get a solar home inspector. Okay, but that's another story. This disclosure is not intended to be part of the contract between buyer and seller unless otherwise specified in writing. Broker and any real estate licensee or other person working on or working with or through broker has not verified information provided by seller. A real estate broker is qualified to advise on real estate transactions. If the seller buyer desires legal advice, they should consult an attorney. Answering these questions is the province of an attorney. Real estate agents and brokers, if your agent or broker is doing this, and let's say you eventually did this wrong, or I don't want to say you're being crooked. And, you know, I didn't want to set up that scenario. Just say, if your agent's answering these questions and not recommending this workshop or an attorney and helping you, you have to be a little suspicious of what else they're doing that they're not really supposed to be doing. That's kind of rough. I may change this video eventually. Let's just say exactly what this form says. Real estate broker is qualified to advise on real estate transactions. If you want legal advice, consult an attorney. I think that's the best way to say it. Purpose: to tell the buyer about known material or significant items affecting the value of the desirability of the property and to help eliminate misunderstandings about the condition of the property. Answer based on actual knowledge and recollection at this time. That's like the first thing an attorney would tell someone who's doing a deposition. Don't guess and speculate. Answer what's in your knowledge and your recollection at the time, because that's what's the requirement. If there were problems later and you can say, Your Honor, honestly, I didn't remember that someone once told me before I bought the home that at one point there had been a flood or a leak in the ceiling, because we've already had the roof repaired in it, and we got the leaks done, repaired. Well, we paid someone to come out and fix our leaks, and after they were here, there were no more leaks. So as far as we knew, at the time we sold our home, there were no leaks in the roof. That's the standard that would protect you. If that's found to be credible, you're not going to owe a new buyer for roof problems. Because what happens is when the buyer takes over the home, the buyer takes over all the problems the house has. Houses are sold as is, I explained in the previous video. You disclose material facts, you fix what you guys agree to fix, or you could say no. Buyer takes the home as is, unless you left out these material facts that affect the value. And your standard that you're supposed to be disclosing is this one: actual knowledge and recollection at the time you're selling. If you do that, you've complied. You should be protected. in a trial. Now, judges and juries can... I'm not predicting outcomes. I'm just saying the way it works. Something that you do not consider material significant may be perceived differently by a buyer. And again, in one of the videos, we cover the fact that, well, actually, in this course, we cover those who are exempt from making these disclosures. So even if you're a seller selling to a professional buyer, you are not exempt from making these disclosures. Now, whether that buyer can waive, if they do it in writing, can waive their rights to these things is an open question for me. I could see things varying based on, maybe Zillow wouldn't get away with it, but maybe Zillow could waive their rights, but I wouldn't be. Well, I have a license. Maybe someone like me, a small-time cash buyer, small-time buyer, but not a professional, and who told you that, I don't think you'd be able to waive your disclosures with them. If Zillow was buying your home, well, first of all, have lots of people look at your home who can make offers. Don't just take the first one. But Zillow might be able to waive their right to disclosures. I don't know. Why speculate? One, making the disclosures protects you from potential lawsuits, or it does a good job protecting you. And two, by easing the fears of the buyers, they will offer more money. In fact, my understanding, when learning about some of these professional websites buying, they still ask what you know about the property. Read the question. Think about what you want to know. Think about what you would want to know if you were buying the property today. That's a good setup. Read the questions carefully and take your time. If you do not understand how to answer a question or what to disclose or how to make a disclosure in response to a question, whether in this form or a TDS, you should consult a real estate attorney in California of your choosing. This is why we're doing the workshop. A broker cannot answer the questions for you and advise you on the legal sufficiency of any answers or disclosures you advise. Now, this needs to be taken more seriously. And two, I've sometimes taken my clients' answers, transcribed them, and then had my clients sign off electronically. That's not the best practice. I've chosen to do it because the risk was worth the time and inconvenience to one of my sellers because they were selling multiple properties, and I was like, I'm going to be of service to them. I'm willing to take this risk a little bit if someone later came back and sued us. And the client got all squirrely. I judged my client to not get squirrely. But if you filled out the forms as a realtor, or you've had your realtor fill it out, it's just making you more. If you're a seller and you've moved on to another state or another part of California, or you're not the neighbor, one, if someone comes back and sees there's a problem with the house, they're going to have to hire a lawyer. Their lawyer's going to say, I'm not likely to do this on a contingency fee, so it's going to cost money. There's a lot of barriers to people wanting to do this unless they're already working with a real estate agent who's also a lawyer. And so you've moved on. But if there's a way for them to bring in a big brokerage or any broker and their insurance, if there's insurance, you're more likely to be sued because they think there's going to be a pot of gold at the end of it. So, and more likely to get a settlement because there's insurance, if there's insurance. So do not let your real estate agent fill these forms out. Do them yourselves. It's going to protect you more because there's going to be less people who can be sued. Now, I would suspect if you asked the real estate agent to fill them out, but you told them to do something wrong, I don't know. I don't even want to get into that. Let me just say, I think in most circumstances, first of all, honesty is the best policy. 2, fill these out yourself. 3, if you have problems, go to my workshop, and that's free right now. It might be $7 or a nominal fee in the future. Go through it. If there's still not enough answers in there from our live, we're going to have live trainings on Tuesdays, and we'll put some of them in the course so you can learn from there. We'll answer questions in there. If you still have questions, then I don't even think I have it in there right now, but I'll give you a chance to, through that form, get a discount on a consult with me. Many people pay me full price for consults, but by going to this course, we'll give you a discount off my normal fee. And if we do this well, here's another thing. There are times when giving more than the answer makes sense because it will, I assess it this way. Will giving more than just this direct answer to the call to question help buyers without causing confusion or exposure to liability? If so, what is it you would likely to say? And I'd say, yeah, that's a good idea. You ought to say that. because that will put buyers' minds at ease even more. So, if you're working with me, we have more advanced answers than what realtors likely would try to give you, even though they're not supposed to, or what I'm going over in the training here based on these forms. So if you've got issues and you want liability relieving answers, go to the course and figure it out. Go to my live trainings for more advanced answers. Or, and this isn't even about trying to pitch this, but okay, note to buyer. Purpose: to give you more information about known material or significant items affecting the value or desirability of the property, and to help eliminate misunderstandings about the condition of the property. Something that may be material to you, if something is important to you, be sure to put your concerns and questions in writing. Something that may be material or significant to you may not be perceived the same way by seller. Sellers can only disclose what they actually know. Seller may not know about all the material or significant items. Seller's disclosures are not a substitute for your own investigations, personal judgments, or common sense. That's huge, right? Seller awareness. For each statement below, answer the question, are you, seller, aware by checking either yes or no, explain any yes answers in the space provided, or attach additional comments, and check section 6. So let's just go down to section 6, or VI, right? If checked, additional comments. The attached addendum contains an explanation or additional comments in response to specific questions answered yes above. Refer to the line and question number in explanation. Seller represents that seller has provided the answers, and if any explanations or comments on this form and any attached addenda, and that such information is true and correct to the best of seller's knowledge as of the date signed by seller. Seller acknowledges if seller's obligation to disclose information requested by this form is independent from any duty of disclosure that a real estate licensee may have in this transaction, and nothing that any such real estate licensee does or says to seller relieves seller from his or her own duty of disclosure. Now, what if new things come up from when you answered these disclosures? I'm not sure if I'm confusing litigation and the real estate process here, but my thought is I would, whether you have a duty or not, my thought is if, let's say you filled these out for the first buyer, that first buyer walked after they did inspections, and you learned in the report there's something new about this, I'd put that in here and attach the report. I would put that in here and say, and we hired a professional, and it's our understanding, and here's the professional's report. I wouldn't say, and it's fixed, but I would update these seller disclosures if you've become aware of new problems. Now, I think we've covered the most important stuff, because now it's just your job to go through these one by one. And I am not, if there's demand, if a few people say in the comments, please go through this question by question, I will put up those videos. Right now, I feel like I should get to the transfer of disclosure statement, which will be next. So here is what we can do. If you're seeing this on YouTube and you want me to go through the questions, go through the question, tell me which ones you're interested in. If not, what I'd prefer you do is you go sign up for my course, the workshop, put the questions in there, and then I'll go over them with you on our live question and answer. If you put the questions in there ahead of time, I will go over the best of my ability, and then I'll place the live in the workshop, and you should be able to get your answer. That's the best process. But, if you're on YouTube, smash the like button, as people would say in non-legal circumstances. The notification bell. This is part of a series. There are going to be more videos every day for a while on this and selling your home in our 7-day. You only need 7 days to sell a home for top dollar to multiple offers in this market. I've set up a 7-day home sale blueprint. This is part of that process. I want to help people get their disclosures done ahead of time. I want to get people understanding about the inspection process. So that's all before you market. Then you market for 3 to 10 days. Then you have a big open house weekend, then you accept all the whole time. That's an offer acceptance period. Then you review the offers on Sunday, and then we talk about how you set up a process where you don't chase the strong buyers away, because you're going to round robin. You're going to start with the weaker ones and let them bring up their offers, so that the strongest offers aren't jacked and walk away. And we also talk about in that course why you want to start with starting offers instead of listed prices, and how you can work with real estate agents. Really, what this is mostly, well, we won't go over mostly. There's more things available for information at winnerscheck.org or at my other videos in winnerscheck.net. Thanks. Talk to you later. My name is John McConnin. This is winnerscheck.org. Again, I'm doing this because I feel that sellers should do this before hiring a real estate agent, before selling to an investor, before selling to cash buyers. Really, you figure all this out so that you can then figure out what your fair market value of your home is, what price you'd really like, and where your starting offer should be when you're selling your home. So that's what this is about. And at my website, we have the alternative forms, and now maybe even this form for you to work with. So thanks. Talk to you later. Bye.